Good afternoon, good morning. It's Mark Johnson from Loyalty 360. I hope everyone's happy, safe, and well. I want to welcome you back to another episode of our Leaders in Customer Loyalty series. In this series, as you know, we talk to the brand leaders about what they are seeing and hearing on the front lines of customer channel and brand loyalty. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Nikki Rasmussen, who is the Director of Digital Marketing for Fuzzies Taco Shop, which has more than 100 locations across the country. Nikki, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you for so much. Thank you.
So first off, for those who don't know about Fuzzies Taco Shop, can you talk to us a little bit about what you guys are, how you do it, how long you've been around?
Yeah, definitely. We were founded in 2003 near Texas Christian University, which is in Fort Worth, Texas. And we are a fast casual restaurant that serves kind of Mexican favorites with a splash of Baja. Some of our guest favorites include our famous chips and queso, which is so addictive and so good. Our grilled or tempura shrimp tacos, and that has a great house-made garlic sauce on top of it that really sets it off. Our breakfast tacos and burritos, which are served all day, so that's a huge win as well. And then, of course, you can't forget our margaritas and beeritas, which if you haven't heard of a beerita, it's a frozen margarita with a little mini beer dunked in it right on the top.
Yeah. Those are good. I'm a big margarita fan. I'm not necessarily a beerita fan, but I do like a good margarita. Probably more so than I would like to admit. But I think I was looking, you guys have some in Ohio, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we have nearly 140 units in about 17 states, and we are currently growing.
Okay, great. So what about you? We'd like to learn more about the people we talk to. Can you tell us a little about yourself, your role at Fuzzies Tacos, maybe kind of brief history of your kind of marketing background?
Sure. Yeah, I started Fuzzies pretty recently, about 4 months ago.
Okay.
Worked at a previous restaurant concept before that. Jokingly with my colleagues, I say I push buttons and fix things that break. And so a lot of that with digital strategy includes loyalty program, email marketing, social media, websites, optimization, paid search, digital advertising, things that you really can't physically touch a lot of the times. My background is pretty diverse in various industries, from direct selling to media and publishing, and then into restaurants as well. So coming in with kind of that broader consumer-based understanding of marketing has really helped us take Fuzzies to that next level and not just think of things as a restaurant concept, but really thinking of what consumers really want across the board.
Okay, great. So let's talk about food. I know you've launched some new menu items. You talked about them a little bit earlier. Can you tell about the new menu items and some of the strategy behind some of the new items themselves?
Yeah, definitely. We have a really strong fan base, and so we like to make sure that we have new things that they can try on a regular basis to really keep them engaged and encourage them to get a little bit outside of their comfort zone from time to time. We know everybody has that one order that they're always going to get, that one taco that's going to be their go-to, but we like to have about 4 LTOs, limited time offers a year. And really, we use that as a time to listen to what our guests are saying that are really jumping out to them or really becoming a new fan favorite. Late last year, we actually had a panel that we used our rewards members to ask them a large list, just purely text-based list of different taco ideas, different things that they might like to try, things that sound craveable, things that are not so craveable. And so then from there, we took another group of rewards members and actually did taste tests with them. And then that's how we've come up with our LTOs. And actually our last one, which was the queso shrimpico taco, was so popular that we're actually adding it onto the menu as a continuous item moving forward.
So you have Fuzzies Taco Shop Rewards. I think it's for your customers, obviously, to earn points, to create engagement. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of the program, how it was launched, and how you've evolved it?
Yeah, definitely. We partnered with Punch in 2018 for our loyalty program, and we had transferred that from a previous program that wasn't as technology centric that we had liked. And when we launched it, we were offering members 1 point for every dollar spent. And then once they received 100 points, they could turn it into $10 in rewards. And our guests loved it. They quickly realized that they could rack up those rewards and come in and use $30, $40 at a time. And our needless to say, our operators weren't too keen on that. So, working with them and taking their feedback into consideration, we transitioned it to an unlocking reward system, which has been really great, kind of tying back into getting our guests an ability to try things new that they might not normally eat. So they might be a big taco fan. They've never tried our enchilada plates. So now they can earn enough points to try the enchilada plate for free. And who knows, maybe they have a new favorite, maybe not, but we're really focusing on that ability for them to explore things without any kind of like not low cost, but any kind of worry that they're going to think that they're wasting money on it.
Okay, great. When you look at you kind of mentioned an unlocking process. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that means and how that works from a rewards perspective?
Sure, definitely. So we actually have our first reward is at the 300 point level, which is a $30 spend without any kind of bonus points incentives. And it goes up, I want to say even to 2,500 points. And so, if you're like, a lot of people will just kind of unlock at that free chips and queso because they know that they're going to order it anyway. And so I think that's actually at our 600 point level, and that's the most popular redeemable that we do have. And so it's great because you can kind of make a game of it, as a customer. And, if you're working towards a specific big ticket item, or if you're just like, you know what, let me save a couple bucks today and just use this 300 points or 400 points, I can do that as well.
Are you looking to add more functionality to the Fuzzies Taco Shop rewards, maybe tiers, other features into the program?
Yeah, absolutely. We've really started that already with our Bite Club. And so the fun thing with Bite Club is you can actually talk about Bite Club. And we love to see all of our super fans getting excited about something that's very specific to them. And how we've done that is we've utilized punches. They have an AI system called Merlin, and where it takes different tiers of guests based on their recency, frequency, and monetary spend, and then groups them into different levels of new fan, new member, super fan, all those kinds of things. And so we're really exploring this already and seeing some really great feedback from our guests about it. And we'll probably look into kind of expanding that more in the future as we grow it.
Okay. One of the things we like to do is when we talk to brands, member, non-member, is how they define and how they look at certain topics. Obviously, customer loyalty is very important to those who run loyalty programs. So what does customer loyalty mean to you and to your organization?
Yeah, customer loyalty for us is really that finding our brand ambassadors, they're our biggest cheerleaders. I like to say it's the best marketing that is going to have a $0 price tag, which, hey, let's be honest, we all love that these days. And so keeping our top guests happiest and our frequent loyalty guests happy is really a main focus for us. And we love to just sell the brand on our food and atmosphere. And I think the best people that are going to explain what a Fuzzies taco shop is our fans. No amount of marketing and advertising is going to explain exactly what your friend can say. Hey, let's check out Fuzzies. It's super fun. It's chill. It's laid back. It's great food. Let's go.
Okay, great. When you look at your customer loyalty, customer experience strategy, it sounds like you're evolving it away from transactions. You talked about the RFM process and some of the things that Merlin has, and Punch can offer you from an AI and insight perspective. How are you looking to evolve, or how have you evolved the program, away from just pure transactions? You talked about the Bite Club and being able to unlock certain features. How have you involved it, and how do you see it going forward?
Yeah, we definitely like to focus on that menu item experience. We're very much an experiential dining type of place, which I think we're all fighting at the bit to get back in after having so much to go and taking food home from 2020. And so really offering that ability with our rewards program to kind of explore outside that comfort zone, like I mentioned earlier, with items that you might not try. We also like to develop those tasting panels and ask our fans first and foremost, like, what do you like? What tastes good to you? Is there too much sauce on this? Is it too spicy? Is it not spicy enough? And really using our rewards members for that is great feedback, because they're going to be the most honest, because they're the ones that really don't want to see us fail, and they're the ones that are going to want to keep coming back. So they want to have that delicious food. And so doing that, and then also really looking at kind of taking a different spin on it, on rewarding our highest frequency guests, and really making them feel really special, to where, yes, we want to turn new people into super fans right away. So we're definitely working with them on letting them, hey, give this a try, this weekend. And it's almost like leading them with, hey, we'll scratch your back, and then we know that you're going to keep coming back and scratching ours, just because we're being nice about it.
Okay. Absolutely. When you look at some of the challenges you have, technology is a big challenge for a lot of marketers. Having a partner like Punch is obviously a great attribute. And what are some of the challenges you have with regard to technology and getting all the different pieces to work, from the AI to the mobile app potentially? What is the biggest challenge you face in that regard?
I think with technology, the biggest challenge is being agile and quick to adopt it. And I mean, nothing is going to go smoothly. So that's when you really have to rely on your vendors. And we like to refer to them more as partners. Every vendor that we do work with we look at it as a partnership, because if we succeed, they succeed. And having that mentality of working together, and not every launch is going to go smoothly. And when they do, something is probably going to happen down the line. But being able to move quickly and strategically, I think, is really important. And then since we are a franchisee model, we do have to get a lot of the franchise buy-in. So communicating with them, whether it's testing things early on so that they feel comfortable with it, and then making sure our training is top notch with their operators so that they feel comfortable with it as well.
Okay. When you look at personalization, you've kind of talked about that a little bit. What does personalization mean to you and Fuzzies Taco Shop, and how are you working to improve your personalization efforts?
Definitely. Well, I think that there's a really fine line in personalization between knowing your customers and then getting a little bit too creepy. We definitely don't want people to know how often we know that they eat at Fuzzies Tacos. We don't want them to know, like, hey, we see that you always order a side of black beans. Like, that's a little bit too much for us. So we definitely try to do it to where it's like, hey, we haven't seen them in a few weeks and they normally come in twice a month. Let's give them a free chips and queso. And it's more, we know what they will like without freaking them out to where they get too uncomfortable. And I think that's a lot of things that people are seeing, especially with digital marketing and all the cookies and things that can follow you on the internet. We've all had a conversation about something and been served an ad, and we're like, who's listening to me? So I think personalization is still that little gray area of how personalized do you want to get without freaking people out.
Okay. And partnerships are a growing area of interest that we see from brands today, making sure the partnerships work not only from a technology or strategic perspective, but also from a brand perspective. Is that something that you guys are looking at and will have a larger focus going forward?
Absolutely. I think we've already, laid the groundwork for some great partnerships with our vendors and our technologies. And we definitely work with each one of them and are very honest on, what our struggles might be and where we might be able to see some things improve for them, not just for us, but their other clients. And then also, I think, like, every restaurant, we're all in this together. We might have competitors, but if all of our technology and all of our partnerships can get better, then it really raises our entire industry up to where we can all succeed.
Absolutely. A lot of change in customers. You talked about that a little bit earlier. How do you think your customers are changing, maybe within in Fuzzies, but maybe within the fast casual restaurant entity as well? And how are your customers changing? And most importantly, how are you adapting to that change?
Yeah, we always kind of focus on let's meet the customers where they want to be. So at the beginning, in the middle of 2020, when everything shifted, hey, let's launch curbside. This is something that, it was difficult because it was so quickly put together. But now that we have a year of it under our belts, like we've become to more of that fine oiled machine. So people that have now found a new love of a curbside pickup, they can do that. Also, another thing that we've seen is really the adaptation of technology, especially for some of our older guests that may have not been comfortable with using an app or online ordering. And so focusing on really teaching them and giving them the tools to how to do it, how to understand how to do it, and then kind of those how-to videos. Not a lot of people, if you're not in the digital marketing space, you're probably not downloading every single food app. I do because that's what I do, but also understanding like not everybody might be comfortable with how to enter in their payment information or how to redeem a reward. So really focusing on just that extra bit of FAQs kind of thing for our customers is important.
Okay, interesting. When you look at kind of the success of your customer experience, customer loyalty efforts, what KPIs, what metrics are your teams looking at?
Yeah, we look at our participation rate, which is the percentage of loyalty customers that are in our total checks. We look at our spend lift, which is the increase of spend of our loyalty customers versus non-loyalty. So that's really important, especially for our franchise operators, to see that higher than non-loyalty, since they are coming in more often and they are tending to get more freebies. We want to continue to see that they're trying things outside of what they might normally get. Their average check ties into it as well. I think that's really important across the board for loyalty and non-loyalty. So you can see where there's different avenues for any kind of upsells or additions on to that. And then our discount rate as well is really important for us and our franchise operators. And Punch, our loyalty partner, recommends a 10% discount rate, and we're consistently under that. So that helps us have a little bit more leeway on if we want to do any kind of free chips and queso blitz or a free taco blitz. And that's great that we can still keep that discount rate in check and not affect our overall numbers.
Okay. And the last question I have for you is what can Loyalty 360 do to help you in your customer loyalty journey?
That's a great question. I think it's helpful for us to see what other groups are doing out there. There's only so much that we can get from signing up for every loyalty program out there, but hearing from other people that are going through those same, I hate to use the word struggles, but we all digital marketing is great because you can move fast and learn quickly. And so kind of relying on others to share, some of the pains and things that they've gotten through, and maybe some of the things that have worked really well too. And it's not necessarily, stealing, it's just making it more fuzzified. And
well, that's good. Well, I think that's great, Nikki. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. Having not known anything about Fuzzies before, it's great to hear what you guys are doing and how you have that very unique focus on customer loyalty, which is great to hear. And look forward to hearing more from you and your organization in 2021. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Absolutely. And thank you everyone for listening. Make sure you come back soon and to check out another episode of our Leaders in Customer Loyalty.